From its earliest history, Thailand has occupied one of the world's most strategic crossroads. In the 17th century, the city of Ayutthaya was estimated to be the largest in the world, its prosperity growing from lucrative trade with French, Dutch, Japanese, and Chinese merchants. The European traders named this paradise the Kingdom of Siam. As the focus of the world's economy returns to Asia, present-day Thailand remains uniquely positioned and resourced to regain its place as a center of manufacturing at a global intersection. The Tiger's economy is again on the rise. When considering international expansion, investors need to look for proven performance and financial opportunity. Thailand's government is investing in the future and following business-friendly strategies to continue high GDP growth. This is why you should choose the Kingdom as your preferred destination for investment in heavy manufacturing, distribution, and high technology. Early in 2013, Thailand's central bank raised its growth forecast for this year, citing rises in exports, domestic consumption, and investment. Gross domestic product will increase to 4.9% from the 4.6% predicted in October, while expansion last year is estimated at 5.9%, compared with an earlier forecast of 5.7%. Through various international frameworks, Thailand reduces expansion-associated risk. Thailand is a member of the World Trade Organization and supports WTO agreements which provide the legal ground rules for international commerce and bind governments to keep their trade policies within agreed limits. WTO mandates provide a level playing field so producers of goods and services, exporters and importers can effectively conduct business, and corporations can efficiently attain their economic, social, and environmental objectives. By expanding within the WTO framework, political risk is mitigated. In addition to the WTO, the Thai government is a leader in working toward an association of Southeast Asian nations free trade area. Thailand's robust infrastructure and central location make it a natural gateway to the Asian Economic Community, or the AEC, and its emerging markets. The first ever Asian-U.S. Business Summit was held in August 2012. Domestically, a stable and pro-business government is essential for investor confidence. Thailand's government follows proven macroeconomic policies with low debt-to-GDP ratio and high levels of international monetary reserves. Further, the government of Thailand is actively seeking continued foreign investment in support of a national industrial policy. As the Prime Minister said in 2012, Thailand is determined to stop corruption and cut red tape, to reform the legal process and reduce administrative inefficiencies. For us, she said, transparency and a level playing field for business are key to our success. Recent economic growth policies include a reduction in the overall corporate tax rate to a maximum of 20%, programs that offer corporate tax exemptions for up to 8 years with further incentives for expansion, the creation of networks between private sector, Ministry of Labor, and institutions that offer higher and vocational education, and an investment of 10 billion baht, or $335 million, in human capital to implement programs that will improve worker productivity. These policies are enabling Thailand's labor force to compete not just for the manufacturing jobs that drive the economy, but to attract the high technology jobs that are needed to ensure goods manufactured in Thailand are as technically advanced as anywhere in the world. In 2013, a World Bank senior economist optimistically noted that the Thai government is rightly placing human capital at the center of its growth strategy. Enhancing worker skills and increasing innovation is part of the country's strategy to move to a more creative economy. Further, the Bureau of Industry is offering focused incentives that include corporate income tax exemptions for investment in research and development. As a result of these government policies, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development ranked the overall ease of doing business in Thailand at 17th of 185 countries and 8th in countries with a large population. This places Thailand between Canada and Germany for investment ease and highlights that doing business in Thailand is easier than in Japan or in China. In addition, the UN positions Thailand as the 8th most attractive location for foreign direct investment. Investors around the world are responding to government policies in Thailand. Statistics compiled by the Commerce Department report that Thailand's investment value in 2012 reached 1.46 trillion baht, an increase of 131% over 2011. The number of applications for foreign investment increased from 432 in 2011 to 547 in 2012. In addition to a supportive political environment, advanced infrastructure increases the ease of doing business in Thailand. Even though the CIA's Factbook gives a stellar average rating of 27th in the world for Thailand's transportation systems, Thailand has budgeted 2.2 trillion baht over the next 7 years for infrastructure improvement. Modern ports enable Thailand's economy to provide access to the Asian economic community, and the 2012 infrastructure bill promises further improvement. The value of exports and imports were equivalent to about 135% of GDP in 2010, and Thailand was the world's 19th largest exporter and the world's 17th largest importer. Feeding the ports is a modern expressway system. Overland transportation connects Thailand to the Asian nations, as well as granting access to markets in China and India. The Transport Ministry has budgeted 179 billion baht to build 5 expressways in 2013 with 707 kilometers of combined mileage. 12 modern airports, fed by 63 regional fields, placed strategically throughout the nation, are capable of handling all large modern aircraft. Bangkok's airport underwent extensive renovation in 2008, Chiang Mai will be completed in 2012, and Phuket will complete its airport expansion in 2018. Royal Thai Airways links Bangkok to the world. The second largest recipient of infrastructure investment is in rail, as 64% of the budget will go toward the creation of traditional and high-speed rail lines that will connect the major cities in Thailand. Further, agreement has already been reached to integrate these lines into the rail system in southern China. Ultimately, high-speed and traditional rail lines will connect throughout the AEC, including to the planned Daiwei port in Myanmar. Once this port is completed, a land bridge through Thailand will not only reach markets of India, but it will connect a major port on the Pacific Ocean to a major port on the Indian Ocean. The Italian Thai Development Company has received a 60-year concession to build and operate the Daiwei port and the associated industrial estate in Myanmar. Japan, seeing the opportunity in the AEC, has expressed interest in investing in this special economic zone. Completion of the project will cut shipping times to India by 1/2. However, physical lines of communication are not enough in modern business, and Thailand's virtual links are continuing to mature. In 2012, a new government regulatory agency, the National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission, sold the spectrum bandwidth rights to enable the expansion of the nation's 3G mobile data system. Surging demands in broadband internet, with an annual subscriber growth of 25%, and the popularity of smartphones as data plans mature, ensure growth in this sector. Thailand ranks second in the world in overall growth of broadband subscribers between 2010 and 2011. Thailand has recognized the critical role education plays in matching the skills of the labor force with those required by employers. Thailand's National Education Plan was created to promote a balance between educational development focused on economic competitiveness and cultural self-reliance. The government has committed to ensuring minimum quality standards in basic education for all and established a fast track for high-achieving students. Improvements include enhancing the ability to monitor and adjust to school quality assessments, to raise community awareness on school performance and management, and to propose corrective actions for non-performing schools. In addition, the Office of Basic Education seeks to offer greater school autonomy, while empowering and motivating schools to set their own measures to improve educational performance and to focus on high technology. Those effects provide a world-class labor force for future economic development. Higher education has pushed Thailand's universities to new competitive levels. According to the Times Higher Education World University Rankings, quote, universities in Thailand have performed well, with strong faculty-to-student ratios. These results place Thailand's universities on the world scale for quality higher education. The Thai government provides health care for 99% of its citizens, removing that cost burden from employers. In a 2012 World Health Organization report, Thailand is praised for its robust health infrastructure, and the development of a new national health plan focuses on improving healthcare for rural populations and disaster preparedness and response. To alleviate the fear of HIV impacting the population, government prevention campaigns have been key in lowering HIV infection rates. Successful efforts throughout the past 2 decades have reduced the number of annual infections from 143,000 in 1991 to just 10,800 in 2010. Although Thailand's currency was in crisis in 1997, economic reform has established a strong regulatory system for banks and other financial institutions and mandated that the value of the baht is determined by the world currency market. This reorganization was so effective that in late 2012, Moody's Ratings Service reported that Thailand's banking system should remain stable for the 18-month forecast period. The banks are so strong, the reports state, that Thai banks have the financial flexibility to withstand a substantial deterioration in asset quality. In the second quarter of 2012, the banking system reported a net profit of 49 billion baht, a 21% increase. Development requires energy, and adding to Thailand's already robust infrastructure are excellent energy production capabilities and resources. Thailand has 442 million barrels of proven oil reserves and 45 billion cubic meters of natural gas. In electricity production, Thailand is a net exporter, producing 10 billion kilowatt hours beyond its internal need. Generating capacities are ranked 19th in the world, and the majority of the electricity produced is from clean natural gas. Thailand's Provincial Electricity Authority is planning to spend nearly $15 billion over the next 15 years to bring smart grid technology to customers outside Bangkok. Not only is Thailand a proven place for manufacture, it also features an excellent emerging domestic market of 67 million people. According to the IMF, from 1980 to 2012, Thailand's per capita GDP purchasing power parity soared from just $680 to over $8,700, and consumer confidence is steadily increasing. Today, Thailand boasts a purchasing power parity ranking of 25th worldwide, just behind the wealthy Saudi Arabians. The Thai people, having always lived at an international crossroad, traditionally enjoy goods and services from all over the planet. Unfortunately, though, flooding is a fact of life in the tropics. But since the deluges of 2011, a portion of the government's infrastructure improvements include comprehensive flood control systems to alleviate these investment fears. The Prime Minister reported to global business leaders that many of these improvements were already in place prior to the 2012 rainy season. These systems incorporate a national command center, several layers of flood barriers, and water pumping stations that focus on protecting economic and industrial zones. Further, roads have been elevated to ensure that logistics are not interrupted. Although there are places in Asia where intellectual property rights are neither honored nor enforced, Thailand has made large strides in protecting trademarks and copyrights. Counterfeiting in Thailand is actively prosecuted. In 2012, the Royal Thai government executed 4,500 property raids and 457 customs raids. In 1996, an act was passed by the National Assembly that established the procedure for intellectual property and an international trade court. The IPNIT court was a joint effort between the Ministry of Justice and the Ministry of Commerce following negotiations between Thailand, the United States, and the European Union. In January 2013, the Director General of the Intellectual Property Department, in a continuing effort to fight software piracy, said that the government is establishing the National Intellectual Property Bureau that will combine the 25 intellectual property agencies with 40 legal agencies to create a single, efficient task force. On top of all these political, social, economic, and cultural advantages for international expansion, Thailand is also a tropical paradise, and tourism is the 4th largest industry. Highlights in the north and in central Thailand include architectural wonders of the ancient world, jungle adventures, and the Royal Palace in world-class Bangkok. In the south are some of the world's finest beaches and incredible island geography. Whether one is looking for bustling nightlife, incredible shopping, underwater adventure, world-class luxury, or peaceful open spaces, it is all available in Thailand. In conclusion, the kingdom provides a robust international legal framework, supportive government policy, secure banking, a comprehensive and expanding infrastructure, world-class education, worker health care, access to the markets and resources of Asia, and it protects intellectual property. The only question for international business leaders is, why aren't you here? Sawatari.